Hi, I'm Madeline from Sheen Slings, and this is how to do the kangaroo carry using the pre-tied method. So I'm going to start with the middle marker of my woven rope, and I'm going to concertina this up to make a rope, and then carefully, without twisting it, I'm going to bring this around, drape it around my neck, a bit like a necklace. So shake that out. So it lies a bit like a necklace. And in terms of how long or short my necklace should be, I'm going to think about how big my baby is. So when I'm carrying them on the chest, about where their bottom's going to be. So I'm going to be demonstrating the newborn, so my bottom's going to be about here. But if you were using a bigger child, you would titrate the bottom based on how long they are. And then once I'm here, I'm going to cross these behind my back to make a cross. And I'm going to come around to the front, and I'm just going to tie a loose one knot for the time being. And now I'm all ready to get my baby. So this is Selena, and I'm going to put her on my shoulder. I'm going to talk to her, I'm going to chat to her, sing to her as needed, and then I'm going to guide her legs through the wrap so that she's sitting onto the rope. And take some time here to make sure you and Selena are really comfortable. You and your baby are really, really comfortable. I'm just going to bring my baby's arms up, and you'll see I'm just bringing this to her knee pits and allowing her to adopt whatever shape she's most comfortable in, and allowing her bottom to droop over so that her bottom is lower than her knees. And that means when I spread this out, all her weight's going to be on her bottom rather than on her legs. And now I'm ready to spread this fabric. Now, rather than just spreading it straight up, because of how I want to have this carry nice and tight at the top, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually twist the wrap. So I'm going to bring my hand between the wrap and myself through, and I'm going to grab this outer edge and start gently pulling it through. And move underneath and start gently pulling it out. And pulling it out. And you'll notice I'm holding this back so that it doesn't pull out from under my baby. And I'm just going to keep gently working it up around her until I get to the height I'm happy with. And then anything extra, I'm just going to gently tuck her, make sure she's in a nice tucked position, and just check with my hands that all the extra is just bunched up in the back of her knees. And that this is all really smooth. Great. So here, as I said, I want to get this nice and tight. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to lay that flat across baby's back, and I'm going to follow this twist round here to the other side of my rope. And I'm going to pull it out at my shoulders. So you'll see the twists have now moved to both my shoulders. And this allows the fabric to run straight. And this is going to keep the fabric from going in her face and covering her head too much. And it's also going to allow me to get this nice and tight so that it will support her head and be really comfortable for her. So I'm just going to keep pulling that fabric out and pushing anything loose over my shoulders. And then once I'm here, so that it's now nice and tight nice and firm against Selena, and all the looseness is going behind me. And once I'm here, while supporting her, I'm going to gently untie this saver knot and bring the fabric so it runs over her legs. And now I'm going to start tightening this material out. And I'm going to start with the one that is closest to my body, so that's this side. And I want to start at the bottom. So if I spread this out, I want to start tightening down here at the bottom. And the reason for that is the bottom is the bottom here, which is the top for Selena, and that's the bit that most needs to get tightened. So I'm going to do that by gently pulling, at the same time wiggling my shoulder until it's nice and tight. And then I'm going to move my hands up a little bit, and I'm going to repeat. And I'm going to work my way, pulling and wiggling all the way to the top. And if I'm not happy with the position of this, I can spread it out, I can change it, I can adjust it in any way, and again, if that creates looseness, tighten through any looseness that's created. And now I'm going to do the same on the other side. So again, I'm going to check the position of the shoulder and the fabric on the shoulder, that that's comfortable for me and how I like it. And then I'm going to start tightening it out. So starting from the bottom, and you can see as I wiggle, that really tightens it up. And then working, after I've done the bottom, working through the wrap, sort of a couple of inches at a time, wiggling as I go until it's nice and tight and it feels snug. And again, if you can see anything loose, if there's any looseness, you can just again push it towards the back and repeat the process. We should be now nice and tight. So I'm using a mid-length wrap, so I'm going to tie directly under baby's bum. But if you were using a longer wrap, you could now just simply cross these over and come back under the leg and tie behind you. Or if your baby was little and you didn't want to overspread them, you could twist this down, put a few twists in, like so, so that you came under the legs. You weren't coming back under the legs, you were going beneath them. And then again, you could tie behind your back. But as I said, mine's a mid-length wrap, so I'm going to tie here. And I'm going to do that by just tying first a single knot, and hopping a little bit to get that nice and tight, so they're coming over the knees and just tying straight under the bum. And you'll see I'm capturing this fabric, so that's what's going to help make this carry really secure. And now I'm going to do my second knot. So we're doing a secure double knot. And again, hop to get this nice and tight. And there you have it. Kangaroo carry with a medium length woven wrap using the pre-tied method. I hope that was helpful.